Hello everybody, my name is James, hope you're doing well and welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be talking about a new accusation made about Mercedes, an update on Aston Martin and Haas's new livery. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more Formula 1 content. Also make sure to follow me on X and Instagram at James's Pit Lane. I'll leave links in the description, but let's jump straight into the video. So let's start with Haas, who've become the third team to unveil their livery for the 2026 season. Now this is Haas's first livery, with Toyota Gazoo Racing as its title sponsor. Basically, both parties entered a technical relationship at the end of 2024, but this has been strengthened for this year with the official name being TGR, Haas F1 Team, and this has been reflected in Haas's new livery, with Toyota receiving branding across the engine cover, front wing and the front of the halo for the season. Now I personally think Haas have nailed this livery. I think it looks so nice, so yeah, the team have done a good job in my opinion for 2026 with their design. And speaking about 2026, Haas F1 team boss Ayo Komatsu said, "On track, we have this huge regulation change, both on the PU and aerodynamic side, the biggest in 22 or 23 years of me being in Formula 1. I don't remember a change this big. It's hugely exciting, but at the same time, it's very, very nerve-wracking. Away from the track, look at what we've achieved over the last couple of years. We've grown as a team, not just in numbers, but in terms of mentality, mindset, and how we go racing. I feel like we've progressed on our journey very, very well. It's different to have something already established and, let's say, adjusting it to new regulations. We're growing as a team in a pretty aggressive way, and at the same time, we're tackling these brand new regulations. It's a huge challenge, but we've already shown from what happened in Melbourne last year how we recovered from that, and we haven't stopped improving since." Now obviously the car we see in the images are going to be totally different to what we see on track, but from the images provided there are some hints as to how the Haas car will be this year, with it being clear that Haas has gone for a pushrod front suspension and has opted for a pushrod setup at the rear as well, and the renders also feature wide winglets on its front wing. But let's move on to Aston Martin, with it being reported that Mercedes is set to be the only supplier of safety car and medical cars this season, with Aston Martin stepping back their involvement. Basically, Aston Martin had shared responsibility for supplying F1 safety vehicles with Mercedes since 2021, but the race say it will not be continuing into the 2026 season. Now this comes despite Aston Martin improving its safety car in previous seasons. For example, in 2024, the team brought an improved Vantage for the start of the season, and last year at the Dutch Grand Prix it introduced a further upgrade model, Vantage S, as its safety car with a 4-litre twin-turbo V8 producing around 670 horsepower, and it also featured aerodynamic upgrades including a new rear deck spoiler and other performance improvements to make it as quick as possible. And the race say it's not clear why Aston Martin has elected not to continue with its safety car involvement, but it could be down to commercial reasons. The team has been contacted by the race for comment. However, Mercedes is now stepping up to supply safety and medical cars for the entire season. But let's move on to Mercedes, and as we know, in 2026 there are brand new regulations around the power unit around the chassis. Now last time there was a power unit change in 2014, Mercedes dominated for multiple seasons, and it's been speculated that Mercedes could be the early favourites in 2026, with Mercedes rumoured to have an engine innovation that could hand them a significant advantage over rival power unit manufacturers this season. Now it really would not surprise me if Mercedes are in a strong place this year. However, Red Bull, who are producing their own engines in 2026, are sceptical about where the buzz came from, and Red Bull have accused Mercedes of peddling the hype surrounding their supposed power unit advantage, with Red Bull Powertrains director Ben Hodgkinson telling The Express, as quoted by Crash.net, "I think a lot of that talk originated from Mercedes themselves. My gran used to say, an empty can rattles the loudest. I think my real opinion, I probably can't say. There's quite a lot of noise in the press about the fact that it's believed that Mercedes is going to be the benchmark. A lot of them started by themselves, probably because the driver market is really tough and they wanted to try to attract people in a car that was currently not performing. So you have to sort of layer it on the political positioning that everyone has to make, and then of course if you say the rumour enough, it starts being believed as a fact, and then people start looking for reasons for it. That's a bit of a theory as to how it all happens." Now after struggling in the ground effect era, do you think Mercedes can bounce back to title winning ways in this new era of Formula 1? Let me know in the comments below. But that's going to be the video from me today. Thank you ever so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe for more videos, and until the next one, take care. Bye.